We're talking about suffering and what happens when the suffering ends. To figure out what happens when the suffering ends, we're going to take a look at Job. Job was a righteous man and he was faithful to God. And the devil came to God and he told God that the only reason Job is so faithful and so righteous is because God has blessed him with so many things. You see, Job had plenty of money, he had a big family. In today's society, he would be a well-to-do person. So Satan told God that if you stripped all those things away from Job, he would curse you, and he would no longer be a righteous person, and he would no longer be faithful to you. So God allowed Satan to take away all Job's material things, all of his wealth and his money and his home, and he allowed him to also kill his 7 children. And Job didn't curse God like Satan thought he would. After Job's money was gone and his children were killed, all Job simply said was, "Lord, you giveth and you can taketh away." So Satan returned to God and he said, the only reason Job is still faithful to you is because Job still has his health. But if you take his health from him, then he's going to curse you. So God told Satan, you can do whatever you want to him, but you just can't kill him. So Job gets very, very sick. And imagine at this point, Job has no idea why these things are happening. Job was a faithful and a righteous man to God. And now all of his money and his wealth is gone. His 7 children are gone. And now he's going through these horrible health issues to the point where people don't even want to be around him. And Job's friends come to him and they say, why don't you just curse God? But Job refuses to curse God. So what happens when the suffering ends? After all these things, Job remained faithful to God, and God gave him back 7 children, and he gave him double the amount of money and double the amount of wealth that Job had before he lost everything. So does this mean after you go through all this suffering and struggle that God is going to bless you with riches and wealth and a big family? Not necessarily. But what it does guarantee is that you are going to be closer to God than you've ever been before if you turn to Him and you trust Him like Job did. Even when Job had all these horrible things happening to him, he still had faith in God. And in the end, our reward is in heaven. We will have eternal life with Christ. We won't go through the judgment that we deserve because we are horrible sinners and we deserve to go to hell. We won't have to face that judgment because Jesus came down and died on the cross for us. So in the end, you will have your rewards in heaven and you'll have your riches in heaven where they don't fade away. But maybe God really will give you everything you hope and desire for. After turning my back from God for over 10 years, God has given me back abundantly more than I could ever thought or imagine my life could be. As soon as I turned and I embraced God, my life completely changed. And as you're going through these struggles, your life can change too by embracing God and giving Him praise even in the struggles.